Hello YouTube, my name is NerosCinema, Call of Duty World War II. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk to you guys about the new division that's coming to the game on Tuesday, as well as what was once one of the best kept secrets here in Call of Duty World War II, the dual M1911 pistols. I don't think it's fair to call this setup a secret anymore, because recently Drift0r made a video exposing how strong it is, and I personally think that come Tuesday, when the Resistance division is released, we are going to see a ton of players running around using this setup. You may be wondering, why am I dying so much here at the very beginning of the video? Well, that's because we're on Operation Neptune, and these guys are pretty quick on the turrets. I don't typically have this much trouble getting to the bunkers, but that's okay, because all of these deaths are just building up to this one really awesome moment when I finally get into the same room as the people who kept mowing me down over and over and over, so be sure to stay tuned for that. So in his video, Drift0r was completely right about how powerful this class setup can be. When you use the Duelist basic training, you are allowed to dual wield a pistol of your choice, put an extra attachment on that pistol, and even start with more reserve ammo than normal. One other thing that it does, which is not listed on the basic training itself, is it removes the fire rate cap on the M1911, which allows you to spam them much faster than you could a normal single M1911. The end result of this, I'm going to call it a quirk, is a very powerful close quarters weapon that went relatively unused for the first 2 months of the game's lifecycle. It seems crazy that something this good can be overlooked for so long, but it honestly makes sense given the fact that we're talking about pistols and how bad dual wield was back during the beta. Without diving too deep into it, because I could go on a whole history lesson here, but dual wield during the beta, for those who didn't play it, was absolutely terrible, and because of that, I think a lot of people decided to not even bother making pistol classes when the game fully released. So during the beta, all Duelist did was it allowed you to have 2 attachments on your secondary, and at the time, you couldn't even have 1 attachment by default, so it was either no attachments on your pistol, or 2 attachments if you ran Duelist, and there was no in between. It also didn't give you dual wield by default like it does today. Dual wield was just an attachment back then, and you weren't allowed to run dual wield with any other attachments. And did I mention, you also didn't get any extra ammo by default, so basically, if you wanted to run a dual wield pistol class, you had to run the infantry division solely for the extra ammo. The other perks didn't benefit you whatsoever, and all your basic training did was allow you to have 1 attachment on your secondary, that attachment being dual wield. It was a very bad setup that thankfully was changed here in the live game, but because pistols aren't all that popular here in the Call of Duty series, the power of the dual M1911s wasn't really widespread knowledge until Drift0r made his video. Unfortunately, the dual PO8s and the dual machine pistols aren't nearly as powerful, or at least as consistent, as the M1911s, though I have a feeling that is all going to change on Tuesday when the new Resistance division comes out, because one of the benefits of that division is you can equip an extra attachment on your secondary. Looking at the PO8, the reason why it's not as good dual wield as the M1911 is because it's a 3-shot kill, even up close, even if you hit them in the head all 3 times. This means high caliber is pretty much required on the PO8, but if you run high caliber and dual wield, you can't have steady aim, so you're missing half your shots. When the Resistance division comes out, no longer do we have to choose. We can use steady aim, high caliber, and dual wield all together, which is going to be pretty fantastic. And on the machine pistol, if we want to dual wield that, no longer do we have to choose between steady aim and extended mag. We can have both of them, which I think is going to be pretty powerful, right? I mean, we've already died a bunch, I'm sure, to dual machine pistols before. Well, it's going to happen a lot after the Resistance division comes out. On the flip side of things, however, this is not the best division known to man. The Scrambler benefit is actually turning off a lot of players. I'm seeing a lot of comments in my recent video saying that they don't plan to use this division whatsoever because they don't want that Scrambler benefit. For those that don't know, Scrambler basically makes it so when you are near an enemy player, you scramble their minimap, which in certain situations sounds pretty good. I'm picturing like Domination on Aachen, where you're at the B flag and you're scrambling basically that entire apartment building. That could be fantastic. But if you're trying to flank or go around or anything like that, you're basically giving yourself away, because anytime you get near somebody, they're alerted to your presence by the fact that their radar is now scrambled. So we're going to have to see, but keep in mind, guys, we are talking about a pistol division. It's designed to make pistols better. It's not like we're talking about the infantry division or the airborne division here. It's going to be very niche, but I do think it's going to add a lot of variety and flavor to the World War II multiplayer, which is all we really want at the end of the day, and this also opens up the possibility for them to add even more divisions additions to the game later on down the line, which I think we are all very excited for. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my thoughts and feelings on the new pistol division that's coming to the game on Tuesday, as well as my thoughts on the dual M1911 pistols. I've actually had a lot of people requesting I talk about them ever since Drift0r's video, and my opinion is pretty much the same as everybody else's. I think they are incredible. I've used them a ton, and as a result, I got gold camo pretty quickly. It's a really good setup that I think is only going to get better when the new update goes live on Tuesday, which is adding so many things to the game, including a brand new pistol to run around with, as well as emblem uploader and paint job. I know we talked about the health regeneration, the score streaks, and new guns, and all that stuff before, but it was just revealed today that paint job and emblem uploader will also be added to the game on Tuesday. They're doing so much with that patch, and I have no idea if it's actually going to work or not, because if history is the indicator, we're probably going to have some hiccups when the event goes live, because they're adding so many freaking things to the game. But once again, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on dual wielding as well as this new division down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.